in my life, it's pretty much just stuff to do with iodine that I take in, and B12. I used to very consistently take 4 things. B12, kelp every day for my thyroid, because I come from a background of a thyroid underactivity. Probiotics and enzymes. Those were the 4 things that I was regularly taking every day. I now live in Ecuador and I don't have as much easy access to things as I did when I was in North America or in Europe. So at this point, what I tend to take consistently is the B12 and the things for my thyroid still. Still take kelp every day. I also like to use nascent iodine, which I put onto my skin, and that absorbs in, just to make sure that I have plenty of iodine all the time going to support my thyroid. And I don't tend to take probiotics or enzymes very consistently anymore. I tend to eat sauerkraut, so I'm getting probiotics in a live form that way. And enzymes, of course, I'm getting them to some degree in my food. And I also feel that I'm not dealing with any major health concern at this point in my life. Whereas if someone was dealing with an acute situation, if I was them, I would be taking therapeutic enzymes for sure, or sometimes they're called systemic enzymes, metabolic enzymes, however you want to term them. They are extremely powerful and cleansing and healing, and really incredible to help the body to repair itself. So I would for sure be taking that more if I was in that kind of situation. I'm not. I'm very healthy. I never go to doctors anymore or take any kind of medication or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with those kind of things. You also asked about superfoods. I would say the thing that I think of as a superfood that I take most consistently would probably be maca. Maca is a root vegetable from Peru, which you can actually go down and buy fresh in Peru if you're living here in Ecuador. I haven't been down to get any yet, but maca is really great for supporting the hormonal system. And for me, in my body system, if anything's going to be out slightly, it's going to be my endocrine system, my hormonal system. It's always been that way for me, whether it's my thyroid or it's my adrenals or whatever it is. That's always my weakest link. So I do lots of things like taking the iodine and taking maca pretty regularly to support that system as best I can, so that I don't push it into a situation where it's struggling more. Now, other than that, it kind of depends what your definition of a superfood is, I guess. For example, chia seeds. I really, really love to eat chia seeds. Fantastic energy food, really high in all kinds of nutrients, especially omega-3s. Very easy to digest, easy to prepare, great for children if anyone's looking for a quick way to make like a pudding or something for some children. So I just kind of think of chia seeds as a food, but I think for some people it's an unfamiliar thing, and they might think of it as a superfood. I get coconut oil as well. To me, we live in Ecuador, there's coconuts everywhere. Although not coconut oil everywhere, it's still like gold out here. But a lot of people think of coconut oil as a superfood, whereas I wouldn't. It's just a food. And I don't tend to eat it that often, but I do really appreciate it. Especially on my skin. It's a great way of nourishing the skin and the hair, actually, from the outside. So, yeah, living here in Ecuador, mostly what I tend to consume is fruits and vegetables and seaweeds and some nuts and seeds, and not so much maybe the kind of superfood things that people might be thinking of if they're in North America, for example. Because you just can't get stuff here, and it's a simpler way of life. At the point I'm at right now, I would guess I drink somewhere around 2 quarts a day of water. It's a little bit hard to say. I definitely drink at least 1 quart of like straight water, and then I drink a lot of teas. I drink a lot of herbal teas, and I also drink a lot of juices and coconut water. So straight water, at least, you know, a quart, and then possibly more. The quart of straight water that I drink is always first thing in the morning. That's the first thing that goes into my body. And at this point, I use distilled water with Adia Clarity added to it, which you could read a lot more about or learn a lot more about at adiaclarityinfo.com. I won't go into it now because it's a lot to understand, but basically it's about remineralizing the body in a really healthy way. So I take distilled water, put a few drops of Adia Clarity in it, and that's the kind of straight water I drink. And then, yeah, lots of teas and coconut water and juices and things like that.